That's an excellent question. How does the evolution of an entrepreneur's existence evolve? Well, I guess you probably asked the right person. I've got 30 years of experience in venturing and creating companies, and I'll see if I can condense that down into a 5-minute talk. Now, the way I see it, there's actually 5 different areas to focus on as an entrepreneur evolves. First, it's the dare to dream. Then it's create the crucible. Then it's realizing, materializing the dream. Then it's the stages and levels of that entrepreneurial existence, and then eventually it's the changing bottom line, how that changes. Let's go to Dare to Dream. Dare to Dream is the visioning part of entrepreneuring. It's the part that sets the course, it's the part that gets the venture going. The person has to be filled with power, with passion, with purpose. Has to have a strive to drive, a drive to strive. But there's also a dark side to that too, that one has to be really careful about, and that's vision sickness. Often what can happen is the person gets so caught up with that dream, so caught up with that vision, that they get obsessed. And as they get obsessed, then they lose track and stop and can't do things. They're just too busy thinking about things. Next is create the crucible. It's a very important part. This is the part where you mix and stir and test your ideas and your actions. It's your laboratory, really, for your entrepreneurship and venturing. You have to, when you're in that spot, operate as if, always as if things are going to be, as if they are right now. And what's very key is to be continually have an attitude and a way of dynamic doing. You've got to act and adapt, act and adapt, act and adapt. That's how you begin to paint the picture of your new entrepreneurial venture and or even just your new creation. Next comes realizing and materializing that dream. This is energized by a deep, deep power that says, I will, with a strong will, I will survive, I will strive, and I will thrive. And this is the time when you're trying to make this dream, this vision into a reality. So you've got challenges to endure, you've got problems to solve, eventually you've got sales to deliver, which are the lifeblood of any venture, and then you've got cash to manage. But finally, you've got something to work with. And this is where the venture, the vehicle, begins to take off. Now, as that vehicle takes off and you're evolving with it and growing with it, and existence is changing as life conditions change, then what happens for the entrepreneur is a different set of values kicks in with different stages of entrepreneurial existence. Usually there's 5 sets of values. They go like this. There's a power value, there's principles value, there's a profits value, there's a people value, and there's a planet value. They're all present all of the time, but usually one of them is lit up stronger than the other depending upon the level of entrepreneurial existence. Let's try to go to the power value. This is really what's needed early on. This is when the entrepreneur wants to expand, wants to build, wants to dominate, wants to get a big organization going. Really, it's an ego empire. It's driven by someone's strength of ego. Next, once that's there and the company is moving along, then what sets in so that it can stabilize the company is a value of principles. This is where we have to set rules, we have to set some one right ways, we have to have a boss, we have to have an authority. It's got to be a system that's organized. It can't just be about one person's ego empire and power. Next, the next value that comes into play is the value of profits. Finally, you've got something working. Finally, you're making money. What happens is you make money, then you want to hold on to that money, and eventually you want to buy things. This is the part of the company and the venturing where profits are about achieving and about succeeding. And this is usually how we view the entrepreneurial character, as a profit maker, an achiever, and a succeeder. Next, though, as the evolution of the entrepreneur goes on, then what happens is they become more kin to people, more in tune to people. They begin to, I've got enough money now, so I'm going to dare to care a bit and spread a bit of this around. I'm going to save a bit, and I'm going to share it. I'm going to give a bit out so I can get a bit back. That's usually how it works. You have to release the need to hold the money and free it so that it can get out there to other people and spread around a bit egalitarianly, and then it comes back to you in other ways and other rewards. Finally, as the venture and the entrepreneurs evolved along the life track and the life conditions are stable, then usually the entrepreneur will begin to think of bigger, more global issues, planetary issues, things like do no harm at all in their work, in their business, to the environment. Are we making a difference with what we're doing here with this company and with these people I'm involved with? Are we helping others here in the company, out there in the world? It becomes more about we, us, our than I, me, mine. That is essentially the stages and levels of entrepreneurial existence. But then, what's the bottom line? Eventually, with a senior, evolved entrepreneur, the bottom line becomes making money, having fun, and putting something back. And using that money in the service of love. That becomes the ethic. Thank you. I hope to talk to you again soon.